Welcome to Paradise is the intro song of the album. I always love to have an intro on every album, and it's a reference to Welcome to the Pleasure Dome from Frankie Goes to Hollywood, which is one of my absolute favorite songs, and a great intro song as well. So the reference to this one is then asking Metronomy, which is also one of my all-time favorite artists, because I have kind of a personal relationship. This is the date song of my wife and me. So when we met for the very first time, his song The Bay was playing on the radio, and then we went to the first festival together, and the first song the DJ Errol Alkan played was The Bay, and we instantly knew, okay, this is our personal song. And so since then I'm a big fan of Metronomy, and I always wanted to have him on the album.
What we call in the band like the Metronomy snoggers, and they're the people like in the crowd that when we play certain songs they'll just like start kissing, and like there's a whole bunch of a few people who I think have a kind of sentimental connection to certain songs. So I hope to see Tino and his wife snogging at a Metronomy gig soon.
I just sent him a DM on Instagram, and he instantly replied that he wanted to work with me, which was super cool. And then I sent him a little guideline about what Paradise and what everything means, and he came up with this idea, Welcome to Paradise, and it's the perfect start for the album.
This song was quite a kind of tense, like atmospheric build-up, and my instructions were like to talk about paradise. You know, like there's the sort of conventional idea of paradise, which is like a golden beach, a palm tree, hot weather. But for me, like it can be like a warm bath when you've got a cold. It can be like, you know, watching endless episodes of Friends. It can be like a meeting getting cancelled. So to me, that was my interpretation of paradise, was like just things that feel good. And his music kind of kept standing out to me, and I was like, oh, like what is it? And I think he's got the same sort of like a kind of sentimental thing about dance music from the 80s and the 90s, and this kind of where it all gets a bit kind of wrapped up. Like when I was a teenager, I was like obsessed with Les Rhythms Digital, and I feel like Tino is this sort of like almost like a second wave of like, there's a version which exists somewhere of me just like talking over the whole song about how paradise is like a warm bath and all these kind of things. I just kind of spouted a load of nonsense about paradise, and then the nuggets were picked out, and that became the track. For him to take anything from what I did was really brilliant, and to be fair, he picked the best bits. But I was like a few years ago listening to, like on the school run, I was listening to Radio 1, and I remember hearing this song over and over again. I can't remember what the song was called, but I was like, each time, it's like, oh, this is really good. And I ended up Shazamming it, and we found out it was a Purple Disco Machine. And I was like, okay, well, this guy's cool. And yeah, and then I started following him, I think, on the internet, in a chilled out way. I can't exactly remember how this happened, but ended up, just doing some stuff on a track.